Good morning. Happy weekend and salutations. I am James. You are you. We are here for the Sunday morning special edition of What? Of At Home with James. I will be leading you through the next hour and maybe hour and change as we go through a variety of topics with what I believe to be one of the strongest panels in Twitch history. Now, you might be asking, James, how can you boast that? You don't do any viewing of any other Twitch show, and that's exactly how I can boast it, because if I don't know, then I have total freedom to make the claim that today's panel is the best panel in Twitch history. Before we get to that, a little thing. Generally speaking, we all know that when you're here on the show, when my video quality isn't that great, it tends to really throw me through a loop. Now, prior to getting on the air, everyone in our queue, as it's known to be called, told me that my video quality was very terrible. And I thought, hopefully, they're just messing with me. And now that I can see myself on Twitch, it is absolutely atrocious. I don't know what's going on. As a backstory, a variety of people chipped in over the beginning of fall to get me a birthday gift, which was a Logitech Brio web camera, not to be confused with Brio, the Italian soft drink. I did a bit of research to see how much this webcam cost, and it costs more than I'm personally worth. Now, knowing that, I can't believe how poor my video quality is. Is it my internet? I'm looking at my Wi-Fi. I got all the bars. Are they called bars? I sound like Trump. I'm looking at my phone. I've got all the bars. So I don't know what's going on, because on Monday and Wednesday, my video quality was through the roof. I was so crispy. I had never been that HD in my life. And then on Friday, of course, if you were here, Dimitri Kirez was working the board, and I looked, as I usually do when he works the board, absolutely awful. After Friday's show, we finally did a tech run with Dimitri, and he figured out the problem. The problem being that he had never done a tech run prior to teching the show. Anyways, that's a little peek behind the curtain of what goes on at Live with James, as some people incorrectly call it, or the at-home program that some people incorrectly call it. But it's also what I've taken to calling it. Anyways, I've had enough of myself. Let us move on and introduce our entire panel. So let's send a note to our production assistant, our technical director today. Let's open the gates and let all the crazies in. What a picture in picture in picture in picture in picture view we've got to us today. Let's begin by introducing everyone directly to my left. If you're watching on Twitch, he is an improviser. He's also a great guy, Thomas Barnwell. Thomas, how's it going, buddy?
Good, thanks. How are you doing, James?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
And you look great.
Yeah, you're just saying that. I think that right now, looking at the screen, I've got by far the worst quality of everyone.
I don't think so. That's why I'm in the shadows. So,
well, I'm glad that at least as two people with not great video quality, we can do it side by side. Directly beneath me, coming to us from British Columbia, where it is only 8:09 a.m. She's a comedian. She's also become a bit of a rock star on Twitch herself. Carla Ma. Carla, how's it going?
I'm so tired.
Now, I want to know what time you went to bed.
Like 2 or 3, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so Carla, I think unfortunately you have no one to blame but yourself.
Well, I'm not blaming you.
Well, I was feeling a lot of vibes in the queue.
Well, I'm moody. Give me a break, James. I just woke up.
Yeah, just so people, when it's the morning show, there's a couple people that I'm not quite sure about if they're going to be awake. So I sent Montreal time Carla a message at 10:29 a.m. that says, "Rise and shine." She responded with all lowercase letters, "I hate you." Great. Let's move on to our next guest. Directly beneath Thomas Barnwell, we have got actor Jess Fildes. Jess, how's it going?
I'm good.
Now, I'm fine. So Jess, when we corresponded last night, I had let you know that one of my ways in which that I get people to do the show is I don't lead in with, "Hey, do you want to do the show tomorrow?" What I do is I ask, "Hey, are you free at 11 o'clock tomorrow?" And then when they say yes, I say, "Would you like to do the show?" This is a trick that I've learned along the way because some people like to pretend that they're busy during the time of COVID-19, the strange days as they've been known to be called on this show. So what I do is what I did to you last night, where I get the confirmation that you're free. And then I go, "Oh, what about the show?" And then if someone tries it, "Nah, I can't be there." I go, "What are you doing? You already told me you're free." Anyways, Jess, how are you?
I'm good. I was tricked to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, would that be considered, is that a version of gaslighting?
No, I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
you outright fooled me.
Yeah. It was an April Fool's in November with summer weather.
Yeah, there was no way of getting out of this.
Because I think that had I asked you outright, you would have said no. Let's move on to our fifth and final guest, directly in the middle, so condensed. Right now, he's promoting his new brand, which is entertainment in what I guess is a variety of musical methods, but there's also a sports trophy. Dave Kaufman. Dave, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Yeah, this is my new brand. It's just all variety of entertainment, music, sport, dancing, archery. Yeah, and it matches my entertainment mug.
Yeah, you know, you're really, truly on brand.
I'm a quadruple threat.
Yeah, you're a quadruple threat. Well, let's get into it today. Why are we all here? This is the Sunday morning special of At Home with James. This is the second time we are doing this. The first one went what I like to call fairly well, so we are doing it again this morning on this November 8, 2020. It is 12 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour. We're going to go around the horn talking about a variety of topics, none of which we have been made aware of prior to the show. We had a random draw before the show began, and Carla, you won the draw, so you will be beginning today's discussion. What topic do you want to be discussing today?
Okay, today, well, I sent a picture to you, Dave, in the tech chat.
You did?
So today, yeah.
Okay, I'll find it.
Well, we all know that when Dave is teching, he doesn't check that stuff prior to the show.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know, but recently there has been a huge discovery in the world, specifically in Australia's biodiversity. Yeah.
Carla, did you get high before the show?
No, I didn't. Not this
Okay.
time. Yeah. So, 2 new mammals were discovered. And I'll wait for Dave to show that on screen.
Just give me 1 second.
Because it's going to be the best thing ever. I'm not going to... I can't believe it that we're still discovering mammals today, but...
Now, I only have one mammal, but that's okay.
Oh, I know.
Are we having this is literally turned into a production meeting on the air.
Okay. The mammal is on the screen.
It's on the screen and it's taking over all of us. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Do you see it, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
There's 2 new sugar gliders discovered in Australia, in the north and the south. They're, okay, the greater, the greater glider is a possum-sized marsupial living, never mind, in eastern Australia. Squeezing into tree hollows during the day and at night, soaring up to 100 meters through the air on the hunt for its favorite eucalyptus leaves. So very much like the koala. And then the southern species, which inhabits the eastern eucalyptus forest of Victoria. Oh, wow. It's really big. But if you look this up, that one, the southern species, is about the size of a common brush-tailed possum, if you know what that one looks like. But apparently it's really skinny and light underneath all its fur. It's just super fluffy. But that thing is insane. Its ears are so cute. But I can't believe that we're discovering, like, big animals still to this day. Like, maybe, like, weird sea creatures at the bottom of the ocean are stupid that, like, come up when there's a storm or a tsunami or whatever. But I didn't know that we'd be fighting any furry creatures or some like lame albino salamander in a cave. Well, not lame. I shouldn't say that. But,
So you've already used the term lame and stupid to describe a variety of other creatures. Jess, you are of Australian descent. Are you aware of this species, the sugar glider?
No, this is the first time hearing of it.
Yeah.
It's exciting times.
It's a great non-answer. I'm fascinated by the name, the sugar glider.
Well, they have other sugar gliders have been discovered before, but these two particular ones are quite interesting because the one that we know before is like very tiny or whatever, but these ones are really big. Yeah.
They look like Furbies, right?
Yeah, like the body is actually quite big.
So we already invented these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we invented these things. Well, Furbies are scary though.
How so?
Oh, well, one time, this is kind of tangent. One time I was at my friend's house when I was, it must have been 13, and she had a Furby on the top of her shelf, and there was no batteries in it. And I think her house was haunted, and its eyes opened, and it said something, and we were like, what?
Ooh, spooky.
Very spooky, but that's Halloween. We were past that.
Yeah, no more Halloween talk.
Oh.
I'm just for Jess. Thomas, let's go to you. Any strong opinions about the discovery of this new version of the sugar glider?
Well, I was just fidgeting around trying to see the picture because it didn't come up on Zoom.
Oh,
So
yeah,
now that I see it, I have it up on my
Yeah.
I have it up on my phone, and it looks cute.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd want one around the house, but go
Yeah.
sugar glider.
Yeah, the image that's featured on the screen on Twitch right now puts me in mind of some type of ornament that you'd find at like a kind of an artisan shop that sells Christmas trinkets.
It's true. And it actually kind of looks like there's a stitch down the forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As though this were man-made.
Yeah, a man-made sugar glider ornament, and you look at the price tag, and it's like, oh, this thing is $17. I'm not gonna buy this.
I might buy it.
Maybe it escaped from a lab or something. They just discovered this? Nobody ever saw it before?
Yeah, maybe
Exactly. It's a man's creation gone loose. This thing's gonna destroy us all. So I propose today that we murder all the sugar gliders and keep.
Yeah, I would say that I'm
Species.
in favor of this.
Yeah.
Because there's something.
Can't agree.
You agree, Jess? It's time to provide a strong argument to let the sugar gliders live.
They just should live. There's no argument to be made other than they should.
It's a great point.
Okay, fair. Well, there's something almost mogwai about these things. So for people that have seen Gremlins,
Yeah.
Pre-water, post-midnight.
Are they tasty? Has anybody ever eaten them?
No,
or-
don't eat them.
okay, so Thomas has put forth a new there's a new what would you call this proposition to perhaps eat the sugar gliders.
Right, you don't have to just kill them, but
Yeah.
make use of them. So
Yeah.
and it's got a tasty name, sugar glider.
It's probably sweet.
Yeah. Also my nickname in high school.
Yeah.
Self-imposed nickname.
Yes, I only have self-imposed nicknames.
Hey
Yes,
guys,
you were
call me Sugar Glider from now on. No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's what I said to that's what I said to the teachers.
Yeah.
I proposed it. I walked into the teachers' lounge. Attention, fellow teachers. Apparently, they're fellow teachers as well.
You are a student. Get out of the teacher's lounge.
From this day forward,
Oh, God.
I request to be known as Sugar Glider.
You should have been more subtle. You should have written sugar glider on the top of a test so that when you were handing back the tests, sugar glider. And
that's me. Moron. Then I get suspended. Well, okay, let's move on to our next topic. I feel like we've done everything that we could with the sugar glider. Thomas, we are going to move on to your discussion topic.
Yeah, Sorry, I didn't. I had a hard time finding a topic, but something that's come up a few times during the week.
Mhm.
I've just run into the new Matthew McConaughey self-help book,
Yes.
and so it just the whole idea of celebrity self-help books, but this one in particular is just kind of interesting to me.
Okay, now when you say that you've run into the book, are you like just like you go into Indigo, it's there. You go into Paragraph, it's there. You go into a used bookstore, it's already there.
It's not in the used bookstores yet, but yeah, I've seen him. He's flogging the book, so he's on YouTube and stuff, and so. And I certainly enjoy his recent work with the Ford Motor Company. So I just thought maybe if he had something interesting to say to me, but I'm not sure. So,
well, this is
I
true.
went on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I went on Amazon to read some of the reviews, and I'd say they're polite, but they're non-committal. Like unmistakably a book that only Matthew McConaughey could have written. Are delightfully voicey.
Okay.
GQ. So I'm not sure he's really got anything to tell me.
He's been doing kind of the podcast tour. I know he was on with Rogan. I think he did that show where people eat spicy chicken wings. He was on with Mark Maron. He was telling a story about how he was having a dream that he was floating on his back in an ocean or something, or a body of water in Africa. And when he woke up, he had had a nocturnal emission. So then he's like, I have to go to Africa. This means something. If I'm ejaculating in my sleep because of this non-sexual dream. And then he went to Africa because he had a wet dream. And he talks about this in the book.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's one strike against, in my opinion, but I don't want to read about Matthew McConaughey's wet dreams.
All right. Well, Jess, let's go over to you. Matthew McConaughey's wet dreams.
Yeah, I think I'm out.
You're out, eh?
I've never heard of a wet dream telling someone to do something. like being the guiding force in someone's life. I've never heard that before. James, has a wet dream ever made you do something?
Yeah, go to the bathroom and clean up.
Yeah. Did you write a book about it afterwards?
Well, it's currently in the publishing process.
Yeah.
It's called
independently published, of course.
It's independently published. It's called Sticky, My Story. Yeah,
and that could be, that's fitting with the sugar glider.
Yes. Okay, but now I don't want to take this down a filthy road on a Sunday morning, especially for Carla, where it is extra early and extra not
for me.
8:23 is not a sexy hour. Now this was about celebrity self-help. Jess, I want to circle back to you. Are there any celebrities that you've looked towards for, like, you know what, I found this person's story really inspirational, and you can't say Tom Arnold?
Damn it. I don't really read a lot of self-help books by celebrities, so
okay.
I don't know.
I just want to make it clear, I don't either, but go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I think Barnwell's gonna end up buying that book. So we got two no's. Dave, let's circle over to you. Celebrity self-help books or any strong opinions about this Matthew McConaughey book?
Well, for one, my mom bought me the Colin Mockery book. And I haven't read it. Yeah. And I don't want to get rid of it because it's a gift.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just been sitting there staring at me, and it's accompanied me across a couple of household moves. So I feel like I don't really care what celebrities have to say about self, unless it's like, I'm trying to think of if there would be a celebrity that I would actually kind of get behind. Because it's like, well, you sort of have had a pretty privileged life. Generally, most of them aren't like these like come from behind stories. It's like, I was rich and famous at the age of 6, and I've sort of just coasted. Well, you know what? And here's a couple of like tidbits.
Jim Carrey's story can be fairly inspiring because he came from not a rich household.
Yeah, but he made it at like 25.
Yeah, like, you're right, man. That's very inspirational to me.
Yeah, like maybe like who am I thinking of? Like a Don Rickles who like failed at comedy, you know, was out of the game completely, and then came up with like his sort of main kind of character, who was what's his catchphrase again?
You dummy.
No. I'll think of it. I
don't recall Don Rickles having a catchphrase.
Who am I thinking of?
I think you might be thinking of Rodney Dangerfield.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, that changes
let's
everything.
move on.
Wait, I have something else to say about the book about Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Sorry, James.
That's fine.
But you ain't moving on from this. I refuse to be moved on.
That's fair. You are teching this show.
Matthew McConaughey also in his book was he was beaten as a kid by his parents, and he was kind of talking about how good that was for him.
Yeah.
Wait, so he was advocating for child abuse?
No, he would say that he would never do it to his own kids, but it really worked for him.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Now you can
That's
move
fair.
on.
All right, Carla, celebrity self-help books.
I don't know any celebrity self-help books. Unless.
Would you be opposed to reading one?
No, depending on like who it is. I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed because everybody's different, right? But I think. What did you just say, Dave? You said something. Wait, what did he got? Matthew McConaughey.
His parents would give him like
Oh, right.
physical
Bells.
punishment, physical
Right.
retribution.
I get that. Yeah, because I was spanked as a child.
I also was spanked as a child.
Yeah, and
Me too.
I appreciate it, I guess. It made me not a shitty person in a way, and I only needed it. I didn't really get. It didn't happen that much, but I remember one time. I guess I was being fussy after a bath, and then my mom, she like spanked me, and then I remember turning around the mirror because I was standing on top of the toilet, and I saw like the red handprint, and then I just started laughing about it.
Who doesn't get fussy after a bath?
Bath,
Hold
right.
on, I want to circle back here now.
Remember that, like, what a positive, like, story.
Now, it seems like we've got 3 of 5 that have been spanked. Now, Jess, did you ever get spanked as a kid?
No.
Never once. I got spanked maybe 1 or 2 times.
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
If I did, I blocked it out.
Blocked it, yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is where me and Matthew McConaughey differ. I do intend to spank my kids. I do intend. Thomas, have you, as the only person? Oh no, I was going to say Dave. Well, Dave, have you spanked your daughter yet?
No.
Hey, don't talk for me, Thomas. No, I have not.
Okay,
I've
Thomas,
given her little taps on the butt. But like,
I don't like the way you said that. Thomas, did you ever have to spank your kids?
Not really. I mean, you know, my parents spanked me, but it's very rare, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, we're now all enlightened, so we do the
Yeah.
timeout, you know, sit on the stairs for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And like, unless Matthew McConaughey is the only one who's like, "Hey, I loved it, man."
But growing up, I can recall seeing some kids get a good beating, you know. So.
Yeah, well, there's nothing like when you're walking down the street and you see like a parent like dragging their kid.
Yeah.
This show is taking a dark turn. We're going to move on to our next discussion topic. Jess, you have drawn the next straw. What's on tap?
So mine is best beverage for a winter afternoon.
Oh, this is great. Best beverage for a winter afternoon. Carla for sure is going to pick wine. But we're
I'm
gonna
not even like a huge wine head.
Jess, let's begin with you. Best beverage for a winter afternoon. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so mine's hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
This
Now, are you making it or are you purchasing?
I'm making it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now take us through what makes it so good.
Lots of chocolate.
Okay, so it's just a mug of melted chocolate.
Yes.
A mug of melted chocolate. Okay, let's start going around the horn. Dave, let's go over to you with this one. Best beverage on a winter afternoon.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna say a cup of soup.
No way, soup is not a beverage.
You're drinking out of. That's why I said a cup of soup.
Wait, so you're pouring yourself a hot cup of soup?
I take my my Gattuso cup.
Yeah.
I pour nice piping hot water in there, let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then I sit back by the fireplace, watching a nice winter movie. You know.
Yeah. A winter movie. Yep.
And I sip on my my Gattuso cup of soup.
Yep.
And I just enjoy the breeze.
Yeah, nice breeze from your cut. Yeah, you crack the window open a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with a cup of soup.
Okay, so we got hot chocolate, cup of soup. Thomas, let's go over to you.
I don't know. I was gonna say Irish whiskey and lots of it.
That's good.
But no, this is a viable answer because I think when Jess brought it up, my immediate instinct is, oh, it's got to be hot or whatever. But then I realized, oh, here's an opportunity to accuse Carla of drinking wine during the middle of the day. But then I realized, okay, we can have non-warm beverages. So take us through why it's an Irish whiskey.
Well, I like Jameson, Irish whiskey, and if it's truly like if I'm doing nothing on a winter afternoon, like just reading the newspaper or a book or something.
Mm-hmm.
And,
a couple of whiskeys, spank your kid.
Couple of whiskeys. Yeah. Flip through the McConaughey memoir.
That's a great winter afternoon.
Yeah. Then drink more whiskey, regret my life choices, and
that's when you go back to the memoir.
Yeah.
For further,
actually, have you ever thought of doing a memoir, James? You're always sitting there with a pen. I know you take notes during the show, so I'm sure you've got a journal full of insights that you.
Now, I think we could all sit here and say we could all collectively write our own memoir. I don't really know if there would be anything that interesting in my memoir. I think you need greater life. Like, what's my life experience going to be? Well, it got really difficult having to book that improv show 6 hours before we all were set to hit the stage.
Well, I'm sure there's some life lesson you can tease out of that. So
yeah, it's called Don't Do Improv.
And the 19 people listening would love to hear that. So.
You know what? If that can be my audience, then that's going to be what the audience is. You've also overestimated today's audience by 10.
Double.
So, let's go over to Carla. Carla, winter beverage.
Oh, gotta be like a mocha, because I gotta have some caffeine in there.
Okay.
Mocha and hot chocolate, toss in some marshmallows, put it I just make it fancy. Sprinkle some cinnamon maybe. Ooh.
Okay, so you're going full-fledged with like a holiday beverage. So last Sunday I was taking a walk with Dave and we both had an urge for a hot mocha beverage. We went to Tim Hortons and it was one of the just awful. I couldn't. I think I maybe got 3 sips in and then it met its final end in the toilet.
It was too sweet. It was like,
yep.
I think you got to make the mocha yourself, or go to like some coffee houses. They do it pretty well with like whipped cream on top or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's tasty. But I did want to circle back quickly. Sorry to host this thing, but I did want to circle back quickly to the wine thing because there's the Christmas Village near our house, and they serve like a mulled wine.
Yeah,
and drinking mulled wine outside, a hot, spicy wine, is quite nice in the winter.
It pairs nicely with a cup of Gattuso soup.
Yeah, I like drinking wine and soup.
Now, Jess, I want to circle back over to you. Not traditionally a drinker, is there some type of alcoholic beverage that you could foresee yourself enjoying on a winter's day?
If I was interested in drinking, maybe like a hot cider.
I was really hoping you'd say like a black label beer. It's like a giant bottle of Black Label. Okay, so we talked about the holidays thus far. I want to ask, because this is going to be where my answer comes into play. I very much enjoy sampling the Starbucks holiday beverages. Every year they have the same ones. You've got kind of like a praline latte, an eggnog latte, of course, like a peppermint mocha. There's a burnt caramel, something or other. Am I the only one that is going to be drinking these obscene sugar drinks this holiday season?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it might be. It might be
One
me.
time I tried, what was it? Did you try that one, James, where it tasted like a tree?
There was like a spruce latte.
Yeah, it was something weird like that. It was like literally like a tree essence.
That may have been seasonal to British Columbia.
It was Lysol.
Disgusting.
Oh, it was, yeah. That'll be apropos now that we're in the COVID days. They're gonna come out with their own Lysol latte. No, I like anything that tastes like tree or smells like tree.
Yeah.
What about spruce
I
beer?
want to eat a tree.
I like spruce beer, but some of them are a little bit too strong. So that Marco brand spruce beer I find tastes like eggs.
There's birch beer too.
Wait.
I love birch beer.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
I love a
Wait,
nice
you
birch
drink
beer.
Beer?
It's
No, see, this
a
is
soft drink.
It's like a root
it's a
beer,
soft drink, yeah.
Oh. I was getting
Yeah.
so confused. I'm like,
but it's
Okay,
pretty.
so
It's pretty medicine-y tasting.
oh.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. There needs to be an acquired taste. So I want to quickly go around the horn here. We've got Jess has thrown into the pot a hot chocolate. Thomas comes in with Irish whiskey. Carla comes in with a mocha. I have entered the fray with any of the holiday beverages at Starbucks, and Dave has gone with soup.
Yeah.
Soup would be the most difficult to drink.
What about a broth?
Just a broth, no noodles or.
Well, is that soup at that point if it's just broth?
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know.
I don't know if I find any validity to Dave's answer.
What?
What about crap? Forgot.
Yeah, just a nice mug of crap in the morning.
Come on, Dave,
A
squeeze it.
consomme.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of?
Yeah, we got dead air here, buddy.
An Asian
Well, while
soup
Dave's
with what am I thinking of?
A faux?
No. Name another Asian soup.
egg drop.
No.
Shit.
Hot and sour?
No.
Wonton?
No.
Ramen?
Japanese.
Ramen?
Ramen.
Miso?
Yeah, miso soup. That's just a broth. A lot of the
I
time.
want to congratulate Jess for not entering that at all. Just like, I'm staying out of this. We're just gonna. This is someone tuning in now. Like, what are they just shouting soups at Dave? And then someone's like, yeah. Someone's like, I think they're only doing Asian soups. No, I
Soup
heard
challenge.
you talking about Gattuso.
Mm-hmm.
In any event, we're going to move on to our next topic. This is where I get to finally jump in. This is where I have drawn my straw. This is more of a hypothetical question. Is it inappropriate to ask somebody out at a funeral?
Yes.
Is it the widow?
Great question. So, Jess, I want to start with you. You jumped in immediately with no. I want you to plead
No, I
your.
said yes.
Oh wait, yeah, okay, yeah. I want you to plead your case as to why it's inappropriate.
Because people are there to grieve.
Have you ever been on a date with James? You might grieve that. Sorry, James. I realize I'm a guest here.
Oh, that's okay. I feel like part of the show is everyone ridiculing me at some point or another, and that's why I think it gets people coming back. Okay, so here's my counter argument to you, Jess, is that not everyone is grieving equally at the same funeral.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess it wouldn't be my first instinct to ask someone out on a date while at a funeral. I would feel like it's inappropriate.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Carla, let's go over to you. Is it inappropriate to ask somebody out at a funeral or to be asked? Because if someone asked me out at a funeral, not convinced I'd say no.
I mean, depends. Yeah, it all depends who it is, how I'm feeling. I don't know, if the vibe is right.
Yeah.
And maybe by like, we're like vibing over some egg salad sandwiches and coffee and stuff, and yeah, maybe we're having a blast together because it's like, oh, I don't really know anybody at this thing.
Oh, right,
The
yeah,
person
like
I do know, we know is sorry.
which is almost the perfect bridge to bring two people together. In a final act before they pass away, they play the wing person for two people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, total meet cute at your funeral.
Yep.
Celebration of life.
Dave, let's go over to you. Inappropriate or not?
Well, I was trying to think of. I think it's definitely straddles the line of inappropriate. I was thinking of how you could pull that off, like how a person could possibly pull that off, and I think you wouldn't be able to ask somebody out, but I do think that you would be able to lay the groundwork for a later ask out. So, like, if you exchanged like digits with somebody because you're like, oh, I want to get in touch with you about this thing. And then you exchange digits, and then later on you text them and be like, hey, you want to go for coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
Talk
So
about
sneaky.
this thing. That,
Yeah, that's really good.
totally be sneaky about it. But I don't think you could like be like, hey, you want to go out to like Spago next Saturday for like some wine and spaghetti?
Well, I like this that you're setting it up for a later ask out where it's like, hey, I got to go to this other funeral.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to come with me to another?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm going alone, so
Yeah.
it'd be great to go with someone.
So I think you could make a connection at a funeral, but I don't think you could like full on like.
Okay,
set up a
now
date.
that's interesting. Maybe you can make a connection. Thomas, let's go over to you.
James, I'm like you. I think if I was at a funeral and somebody asked me, I'd strongly consider it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I would make the first move. But,
Yeah.
And you're both right. It would be wrong to bring a date to a funeral. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. But if somebody approached me and said, let's go to Spago, I'd be all in. So.
Yeah. And you don't even need them to ask after the funeral. You're just ready to go at the funeral. If they're like, hey, so I'm going to Spa. No, you know what? I think you could ask somebody out at the funeral. Like maybe like Carla mentioned, you're vibing.
Yeah.
I don't like that I said that. Yeah, Thomas, let's circle back to you.
But it would be wrong, like if you were feigning some emotion. Obviously, it would be somebody that you're not very close to, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
Otherwise, your mind would be somewhere else. But if you're feigning, grief for this person that you barely know to sort of, seduce this person, then that would be wrong. So
yes.
You can't get a fake tear going or.
Yeah, you don't want to use emotions to be manipulative.
Exactly. That's the word I was looking for.
You shouldn't neg anyone at a funeral.
No, you don't want. But wouldn't negging be? Isn't that more like teasing someone?
Yeah. Like
maybe that's the person. Like, hey, like your mom just died.
So she can't disapprove.
Yeah. Your mom didn't think that much of me, but now she doesn't think at all anymore.
Go to
Hold on. I want to circle back to where we began. Now, Jess, I want you to put yourself in the position, because you're the only strong yes here for yes, it's inappropriate. I want you, if you could. Now, Jess, I want you to imagine yourself at the egg salad sandwich station.
Which most funerals don't have, I think. I don't know.
Really?
Oh, to me, the funerals keep the egg salad sandwich business in business.
Yeah, exactly.
You and someone, you go to reach for the same quarter sandwich.
Yeah.
And your fingers, it's in a non-COVID world where your fingers touch and you don't have to be worried. What do you do?
Like?
You feel electricity.
Okay.
And you lick the egg salad off the other person's finger.
Well, the other person's finger, whoa, bold.
Yeah, this is turning into a porno now. This is turning into a porno.
Yeah, I think I would, like, knowing me, I would be really awkward and nervous about it, and I would probably run away.
Again, it's a meet cute now. Now it's a meet cute. Like Carla mentioned, we've got the makings for you to write and star in your own Hallmark movie. Now, what the hell is that movie called?
Dead to Love.
Yeah.
That sounds like a thriller.
Yeah.
I don't know. Heaven Awaits or something.
Oh
That's
yeah,
good,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like religious undertones to this romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to find Jesus to get over
Mm.
your grieving.
Oh, so it's the person, the spouse, there died.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm happy about my topic for this show.
That's a good one.
Let's move on to the fifth and final topic. Dave, the floor is yours, Mr. Entertainment.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I wanted to talk about something in the realm of entertainment, and we kind of touched on it a bit earlier, but I want to talk about our watching habits and how YouTube and other sort of independent, even though it's a big conglomerate, but independent platforms have affected our viewing habits. Because I find myself like barely watching any series anymore. I'm like watching 80% YouTube videos, which I don't know if that's like good or terrible, but it's really affected me. So I wanted to kind of go around the horn and see how much YouTube people have been watching.
Yep. Okay, great. Carla, let's start with you.
Oh yeah, I used to. Well, I go through waves. Like yeah, I would do mostly heavy YouTube, and I would just do like a queue up in my Chromecast, and I would just play a bunch of videos one after the other, or sometimes I would go on down a YouTube hole and just play whatever's in my recommended. What came up in my recommended? Oh yeah, I had this one video come up. I'm like, why did that come up? But it's this I think Japanese or Chinese, like housewife. She just like all her video is like showing like really nice cooking throughout the day and her eating food with her husband, and it's like really well shot. And I don't know, I'm just like, oh, I want all of this food. Yeah, but like I'll just go down weird YouTube holes.
Well, those food ones are traps. I started watching this burger guy, and then I got Dave on it as well. So the food ones I think are specifically difficult to avoid because they tend to be fairly short, and they
this one was long.
Okay, so you're in it for the long haul. This lady and her husband.
Well, the food was just so good.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think the entertainment value is in that? Like, I would probably end up watching way more of that than I would of like some kind of like sitcom or you know what I mean? Like I feel like I don't have the attention span to watch any kind of serialized television because I'm just watching like people just live their life and rant about stuff online.
Well, it might have to do with the fact that it requires very little brain power or comprehension. It's a base level type of entertainment where it's like I'm just gonna watch these people cook dinner and eat with each other.
Yeah.
I guess that while I'm watching it, like if I'm watching YouTube, I'm usually doing work at the same time on a machine, and then doubling that up. Or, but if I'm watching a series, yeah, I won't get anything done. So
All
that's
right.
why I like try to stay away from like Netflix or anything like that because it does distract me completely.
All right, Jess, let's go over to you.
I wonder, there's part of me that wonders if it's more also because of COVID. Like, we're looking for real people doing real things more so than ever before.
Yeah, it's like a fake friendship or something that you could actually exist in.
Yeah, because I know I've been watching more YouTube videos, like just random YouTube videos that get recommended to me more so now than I have ever before. And I wonder if that's also for the reason of like I can't concentrate because of everything that's going on, and these are real people doing, you know, mundane tasks, let's say. Like there's something to latch onto there. Just like, oh, people are having dinner with their family.
Well, I think there's definitely something to be said about like these like real life YouTubers where I think that people from the repetitiveness of watching them fall into this like thought that they have this human connection with them. And what immediately comes to mind is the way that people, now this is very niche, people really love yoga with Adriene. Now I've talked about this on the show before. She's a practitioner of yoga, and her followers, I think, would walk through the depths of hell with her because of how nice she is. And she's created a YouTube empire, I think, fooling people into thinking that they're friends with her.
Now, do you think deep down she's like Ellen, mean?
Yeah, she's really mean to her dog. She hits her dog and stuff. Yeah, but I think that is in an essence what inspired me when Jess was talking about like these real people doing real things. Because then if you read the comments, it'll be like, "Love the new kitchen." It's like something that like you'd text to a friend after they send you a picture of their renovations, like, "So great!" exclamation point.
It's weird, and also like these videos get way more views too than like, I mean, not this show, but these videos get.
Oh no, it gets far more views than this show.
Yeah.
Also, I've offended someone coming in from the chat right now. This is Carmen coming to us from Denmark. She's 100% my friend in response to my, I guess, criticism of Adrian from Yoga with Adrian.
She is. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before.
Not interesting. Thomas, let's go over to you. Or why are we interested in shorter YouTube videos than locking into a show or a series?
I don't know, but it's the same for me too. I almost watch YouTube exclusively these days. I do watch Joe Rogan, and you know, those are long podcasts. Those are like 3 hours. So I guess I get bored with the selection on Netflix, bored with the selection on Amazon Prime. So,
but are you watching that, like sitting at a computer just watching that, or it's just going on in the background?
Yeah, for Rogan, it's usually on in the background, and some of the shorter ones I might watch. You know, sit down for an hour and watch stuff, but. Yeah, I don't know. And then there's lots of shorter stuff. I don't watch Yoga with Adrian, but there's some bizarre things. Like there's some guy, he's English, but he lives in Hungary, and he goes through his record collection and he gives reviews of these old records, you know. And
is that Jason Grimmer?
Damn, I was about to drop that, and Dave got to it before I could.
His name is John Heaton. But yeah, even Grimmer's show, I like that show. It's, you know, it's kind of pointless, but it's interesting. You know, there's something about it where you get two people talking about a record. I don't know why. It's sort of competitive, but there's no stakes, you know, so.
Well, let's circle over to you, Dave. You brought this up. Do you have any theories as to why?
I don't. I do find like I'll try to like sit down and like watch Netflix and stuff, and I can never like settle on something. Everything seems to be such a big time commitment. It's like, oh, I got to watch like 8 seasons of this, and I don't even know what it is. And normally I'll turn it on, and it's just like I'm on my phone right away afterwards, which is horrible. Like it's not a good spot to be in, but. But then, well,
alternatively, then you jump on a YouTube video, and before you know it, it's like, oh man, I've been watching this guy eat bugs for an hour already.
And I think YouTube, that like Google just knows what you are willing to stomach, even if when you don't know, and so they'll just recommend, it's like, you're gonna watch this, you fucking loser. You're gonna watch it whether you like it or not, and they'll put it up, and it works. Like they've gamed you to like the point of knowing exactly what you want.
Funeral daters.
Funeral daters, yeah. If it was a 10-minute video, I'd watch Funeral Daters.
I'd watch Funeral Daters too. Yeah. Jess, you'd be on the season premiere.
Yeah, your egg salad episode.
Yeah. It's like, we've put these 2 eligible singles together to see if an egg salad sandwich will bring them together. And then at the end of it, it's like, if you loved episode 1 of Funeral Daters, click this link now to go to episode 2.
You know,
and then it would autoplay afterwards, and you would just be staring like plugged into the Matrix.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I forget what I was talking about, but basically they know what you want. Plus, it's less commitment. Like the recommended system on these other platforms, it's like they never pick anything that I seem to be remotely even interested in slightly. So I just tune out like immediately. And then it especially gets hard when it's like me and my wife deciding together what we want to watch. Like it's so rare that we'll find something where we're both actually paying attention to it and not like drifting off in our own depressing little personal bubbles of like entertainment on our phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was a nice bleak way to end the show.
Really?
Before we call it here, we're going to try to end on a positive note. We're going to go quickly around the horn and see what everyone's plan is for the rest of the day. Carla, let's start with you. Are you going to go back to bed? Carla's mic is off.
Oh, sorry. Screwed up. I was off that whole time. I had no idea. Now I'm screaming level again. Oops.
Yep.
Oh my God. I shouldn't be screaming. People are sleeping.
No, that's your thing on the show.
I gotta be quiet. Well, yeah. I got another stream after this. It's 10 o'clock my time. I guess 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's Sunday Cafe at twitch.tv/Carmody. Check it out. I'm interviewing my good pal, actor and artist Anthony Joseph, while we play Bejeweled in an immersive cafe experience. So come on over if you want to hang out. I'll be more awake, I swear.
Awesome. Thomas, let's go to you. What's on tap for Sunday, buddy?
Well, I'll be meeting later in the day with David Kaufman.
Whoa, it sounds like you want to kick his ass.
Yeah. Bring it on.
No, we're going to discuss our own. How did you describe it? Our own depressing personal little bubble.
Oh.
No. We're doing some improv thing. So
You guys are keeping the world of improv alive through online meetups.
That's what I'm all about, James. Entertainment.
Entertainment.
All right. So Dave, outside of improv, what's on tap for you?
Well, I'd like to plug the walk I'm going on with my wife later on today. You can catch us by the canal if you're in the area.
Tune in. It might feature a cameo from James
It might
McGee.
feature a cameo from James McGee. And I'd like to plug the soup that I'm going to be ordering for dinner tonight from Pho I Am restaurant on St. Matthew, which has some great pho.
That might also feature a cameo from James McGee.
Yeah.
Jess, let's go to you. What's on tap for the rest of the day?
Yeah, I think my plans include coffee and a walk,
Mhm.
with also a cameo, maybe by James McGee.
I'm available for everyone. I'm gonna drop into the Zoom call that you and Thomas do for improv, and then I'm gonna take a quick flight over to Vancouver
It's a quick little flight.
Yeah,
and then go see Carla for a little bit. Well, guys, that's our show. Thanks so much for being here today on the panel. Much appreciated. We are going to be doing this on the first Sunday of December when things are so much more filled with the holiday spirit. Don't forget, we do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/athomewithjames. Tune in for that. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't have any guests yet, but I know that I'll book them at least by 3 o'clock tomorrow. Guys, we did it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you later, everyone.